And welcome back again into our Let's Eat kitchen. Joining us here this morning is Chef Christopher Allen-Tanner from Schenectady Community College, and he brought a student this morning, Evan Weissman. Great to have you both here.
Good morning, Jessica. Good to see you.
You said we were joking around. We're having pork stuffed with pork, wrapped in pork.
Absolutely, yeah. There's definitely not a dish for the health conscious.
That's all right.
Again, in moderation with everything, as I always say.
Absolutely.
So. We're doing a Catalan-style stuffed pork chop. Catalonia is a region in Spain, which we just did that region in our classic cuisine restaurant class here. So I figured for some of the people who've stopped into our restaurant, might want to feature the actual recipe.
Terrific. How do we get started?
We have the pork chop here. What we want to do is we want to cut a little slit into that to make a pocket. Once I get that pocket in there, I'm going to mix together about 1 pound of ground pork, very easy to find in the grocery store, along with about 4 ounces of pancetta. Traditional would be Serrano ham, but Serrano ham's a little hard to find around here.
Okay.
So I'm using pancetta, not pancetta, prosciutto, I'm sorry.
Right. With
a little bit of breadcrumbs to bind that together, and just a little bit of salt and pepper as well. So the stuffing's pretty simple. I also, if you have available to you, I like to put a little truffle oil inside of that as well, which you can find that at Price Chopper, Hannaford, or even this particular product comes from Honest Weight Food Co-op.
Okay, and again, just describe to me what the truffle oil is.
Truffle oil is olive oil that has truffles, which truffles are not the candies.
Not chocolate,
It's a tuber, kind of like a mushroom that grows around oak trees in Spain, Italy, and France. Has a very earthy flavor to it.
Great.
While I stuff this into the pork chop, Evan's going to start the actual sauce that goes along with this as well.
Okay.
All right, so for the sauce, we're going to start with about a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. And then we're going to put in a whole onion that's been cut into a small dice. And we're just going to saute that until it's translucent.
Okay. And how long does that usually take, Evan?
Probably 1 or 2 minutes.
So not too long.
So not too long, no.
All right, and then once that cooks down...
Yep, and then we're going to add about 8 ounces of fresh mushrooms.
Any kind of mushroom?
Any kind of wild mushroom.
These particular ones here are creminis. Creminis work really well. Shiitakes, button mushrooms work.
Okay.
So any variety, but whatever you can find out there works really well.
Okay.
Well, while he's sautéing there, I have actually wrapped the pork. I have another pork chop I started ahead of time. I've actually wrapped it with bacon as well. So I'm just going to put that in the grill while he's finishing up working on that sauce there.
What's the trick to the bacon? Because I recently tried to wrap scallops in bacon, and it was all over the place. I couldn't get it to fold.
Just roll it around, do a couple layers, and hold it together with some toothpicks.
Okay, so that's the raw bacon. That hasn't been cooked?
Yep, hasn't been cooked at all.
Right. Yeah. And then for the sauce, we're going to add about 2 pounds of tomatoes into here.
I'll grab that. Get that out of the way.
And about a cup of white wine.
And were those tomatoes, were they canned? Were they fresh?
They're canned.
We're using canned tomatoes this time of year. Canned tomatoes are better this time of year because the fresh tomatoes are kind of, like a rubber ball. You can bounce them off the wall.
Yeah.
So canned tomatoes are canned at their peak of freshness, so that's why we want to use those types of things this time of year.
Okay.
And then just about a tablespoon or so of fresh parsley.
All right.
So that sauce itself will continue going. Let that go for about a minute or so, and what ends up happening is it cooks down a little bit.
Oh, wow.
And what we would end up doing is we finish this actual pork chop by putting it inside here and letting that go for a little while. And as you can see, we got a nice tender pork chop.
Look at that.
As well as you have that nice sauce that we can end up pouring over the top of it, and it ends up just coming out like that.
Oh, it looks delicious. And folks at home, this recipe is already under the Let's Eat section of our website at WNYT.com, the Catalan stuffed pork chop. Thanks so much, Evan and Chris, for being here this morning. We appreciate it.
Good to see you.
And we'll be right back with The Scoop. Stay with us.